Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So as you saw, Levi did some prep work yesterday, getting the house ready for trusses by putting our brackets up. Hi.
Good morning, Mr.
And we do still have a lot of prep work to do today, but another thing that we want to tackle is these windows.
Yeah, like we've said in previous videos, these windows are 5 foot tall and we want to make them 6 foot tall. So before we put a bunch of weight up on top of here, we could cut the stuff out, and the header, because it's nailed to the king stud, will hold itself up. There's no issues of it sagging or settling or anything. So we're just going to take the bottom sill out, move it down a foot, nail it all back together, reseal it, which is like the hardest, or not the hardest, but like the saddest part.
It's kind of sad because this zip tape is so expensive.
And this is like the big 6-inch, window folding tape, which really protects it.
Yeah.
But we have another roll. We actually picked up an extra roll just in anticipation for this. So yeah, hopefully it goes okay. It is a little bit, a challenge to try to cut everything nice and square with the sheeting up on the wall, but I've done it before, so I think it's not going to be that big of an issue. And we're going to have to burn through these laps. They'll have to be pulled off and made longer, so we might waste a little bit of material, but we'll just save them aside. You know how we are. We like using scraps up, so we'll use them eventually somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
so we have 3 windows that we're planning on doing today. This window here, which is in the living room, a window that looks exactly like this in the master bedroom, and a window in the guest bedroom. But first, like I said, we have some other prep work we have to do for the trusses, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started on that. Oh no! What? Did it break?
that last rivet.
Oh no! Oh no!
Not my tool belt.
That's
Dang
so
it.
sad.
Yeah, that last. I already had 2 rivets that were broken. Now this last one broke.
Oh.
All right,
no.
guess we're gonna repair this today.
Oh. You've had that tool belt for so long.
No.
I think you got it the first year we were together.
Yep, it was the first year we were together. We went up north, to the UP, and we got it up in
Traverse City,
Michigan. Darn it. All right, well, I bought some rivets because this was already on my mind. Let me go grab them, I guess.
All right.
Throw it up here on the operating table. Good.
Nice new knife.
Oh, this knife. Beautiful knife. Son got me this for my birthday, and I love knives. Alright. I don't know about you guys, but every time we go to Harbor Freight, we end up walking around looking for stuff to buy. So I bought this a while ago because I knew I was down to just one little rivet, and so I bought this little kit. It wasn't even that expensive. It was a couple bucks or something.
And I actually think that you could probably send this in to Occidental.
It has a lifetime
because it has
warranty.
a lifetime warranty. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's a great tool belt. It's spendy, but worth it. He's had it
totally worth it. I've had
for
this
over
thing
20 years.
Over 20 years. And I put it through the test. Like you saw while I was doing the truss prep, I have a drill hanging off the belt. I mean, this thing weighs a lot. That's why I have the harness now, just to help hold that stuff. Should grab a pair of pliers.
See? I grabbed things I thought we would need today.
Okay, so looks like you just push this through here.
I think you're supposed to put them in the tool. Levi has an aversion to reading the instructions.
I like to figure stuff out.
Maybe. Nope. I don't think those are big enough.
I don't think they are either. Well, darn. Yeah, I don't think these are deep enough because it's so, you know, this
yeah,
is
the
like
leather
only
is
the
so
same,
thick, yeah.
same thickness.
All right, plan B, zip tie.
See if this will work. We'll have to order a grommet kit that is
Big
a
enough
little
for
bigger to fit through there. All right, back to business. Stronger than the other one.
Just need to cut the little...
Just cut the zip ties off. But...
Nice. Little hillbilly ingenuity there.
MacGyver.
Okay.
Over the brace. Right by the edge.
All right, so we popped a line on top of this wall and we are gonna set our gable truss to that line. But more importantly, that line is gonna be used for us to screw down a 2x6, which will give us something to nail the girder truss to, but also it's gonna act as a drywall nailer for the drywall later. All right, so we're at our last location where we're adding this extra board for the girder trusses, and it's at the garage. And I started thinking about how really it just has these blocks right here that we nailed to, that we ripped down. And so I'm a little bit concerned that that's not super strong, seeing as we're gonna attach the girder truss to this double top plate. So what I'm doing is I'm throwing some 6-inch GRKs every 16 inches down into the LVL, and then I feel like that's going to make it incredibly strong. And then we can go ahead and throw our last 2x6 up here for our girder truss and our drywall nailer, and then we will be ready for trusses.
What you doing?
Tyler's picking out the next board for us. This one?
He actually really wants to go camping, I think, because he keeps wanting to jump into the back of the truck. Or he thinks we're going to Grandma's house, one of the two. Come on, get up here. Oh, yeah.
Man, you're a daredevil.
Are you king of the world? Good boy. Yeah.
All right, so here is our main kicker for the gable end of the trusses. And we are gonna map this to the house. And this piece of plywood that I just screwed on there is basically gonna be where the truss actually sits on. So this is gonna sit on our wall, and then our truss is gonna go up against this. And the reason why is because we already have sheeting on our walls. So we have to make up the difference for that. Once the gable is up and we're all done bracing it off, we are actually gonna sheet that with some of this zip. So we need to make up the difference for that for this brace. So we're gonna make a couple of these. We're gonna put them on all the sides where the gable ends go. And then we're basically ready for trusses. All we have to do is just fix those windows, and then we can start setting trusses.
Step back, just in case.
All right, so we're making smaller ones now for the ends, and we're gonna come in wherever we have a board that goes vertically on our gable truss. We're gonna map a board on the ends. I think it's about 4 foot from each side. We're gonna stick those up, and then we'll jump to the next one. Assuming that there's a stud right here.
I would think so. Looks like you're gonna be right in the middle of the stud. All right, so yesterday doing the bracing and our drywall nailer on the top of the wall took a little bit longer than we had anticipated. So we're back out here today, and unfortunately it is extremely windy. It's supposed to be really windy for the whole day. So we're gonna still try to get these windows done. I think we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super complicated. We're just dropping them down a foot, but you know, we do have to cut a whole bunch of nails and try to, you know, we want to try to save the sills because they're already cut to the right length, you know, stuff like that. Make a couple of new laps, but we have plenty of lumber to do that. So it is going to be time consuming, but hopefully it goes quick.
Let's hope so.
What's up, buddy?
You trying to say hi? You want to play frisbee, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So what are you doing this for?
So we pop this line. This is 1 foot down. And so what I'm doing is I'm just transferring the line all the way across this, but I'm using my square so that this windowsill, when we drop it down, it's gonna be nice and flat and level. So we're just gonna carry these lines back, trace them back, and that way I have something I can go by when I start cutting through this stuff.
Keep it nice and straight.
Keep it nice and straight.
Piece of cake.
There's one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 more to go.
All right. Actually, on this window.
Yeah, this window.
I think that's the saddest part is cutting through the zip.
Through the zip tape.
Ooh.
A lot of you might be wondering why we decided to move these or make these windows a foot bigger.
Yeah.
And we really did think that these windows would be the perfect size, but with the headers being basically all the way to the top of the wall, right? The whole house,
Yeah.
basically. It was too high up off the floor. And so like if you imagine sitting on your couch or whatever, I don't know, we want to see as much of our view as possible.
Yeah. Well, this plan actually called for 10-foot walls.
Yeah.
We went with 9-foot walls just because it's such a waste of space to heat that, even though it does make the room feel a lot bigger. But the plan actually called for the 10-foot walls for the windows to be all the way up, just like this.
Yeah.
So it would have been even worse, you know. if
Right,
would've
because we
with the
went
plan.
with the same size windows, didn't we?
Same size windows,
Yeah,
everything.
as the plan. And
5-foot tall windows.
so then the windows would have even been higher.
We had a house back in Michigan. It was actually our first house we had, and Tanya could walk up to the windows, and her eyes were like level
Yeah.
with the bottom of the window. It was so terrible.
It was really terrible. And
It's not like that bad.
no, it's not. Now, in the back bedroom here on the house, that one is a
4-foot.
4-foot window, and that definitely we're dropping down 1 foot. We're
One
gonna
more foot, yep.
it's too high. And again, like it shows the beautiful woods behind our property here, and you know, we want it to be just, you know, and as much light to come into all the rooms.
Yeah, definitely.
So it is, you know,
It's an easy fix now
yeah.
than buying
Then-
windows, putting them in, and then changing
And then
your mind
deciding
later,
we
so.
don't like it. Yeah.
Definitely.
So, it's, you know, it's a little bit of work, and we're obviously losing a little bit of money that we put into, you know, already putting the wood and the zip tape and the stuff like that. But, and then the windows will cost more. But
Not much. though.
we'd rather do it right now than have to fix it later.
Yeah. At least the wind kind of calmed down a little bit.
It did, yeah. I don't even know what to describe this like.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like new. I think it's going to make a huge difference. Can't wait to see the whole thing. I mean, you guys, look at that view. Why wouldn't you want to? Oh,
Look at that guy.
well, hello there.
Mr. Me.
Are you trying to find out what we're doing?
Where's your frisbee at? Go get it.
Go get your frisbee. Ah. Yeah, your frisbee's right there.
All right.
You're so accident prone. I said it's so windy, my hat blew off.
All right, so we got all the sills cut out, dropped down. Now we need to remove these laps. So first thing we're gonna do is cut this tape off, and then I think I could take my pry bar in here and just make them a little bit of a space in there. I can get my Sawzall blade in, cut those nails, we'll peel them off just like we did the sills. And then it's all about cutting new laps and putting it all back together.
Yeah, holding it with your foot and putting it. Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the wind was one of the reasons why we are not doing trusses today. It's supposed to be windy tomorrow as well, and the day after, and that's gonna rain for, I think, a day or two. And so we're hoping next week we've got like 3 really calm wind days. at least get one of the roofs.
One truss up.
I hope we get more than just one truss up in 3 days. Does that feel good? Yeah. Such a spoiled dog. Yeah. Does that feel good? Yeah. Yeah. How many times is this? Oh. It's so windy.
Oh. I'll go get it.
How many times is that now?
I think that's number 5.
Alright.
All right, so we should be able to cut those to 6 foot
Should
now.
we put our
Yeah.
things in first and then cut?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. We should cut our laps to 6 foot. Put them in.
Oh, I already have them picked out.
Nice.
Yeah.
I told you to mark these as 6 foot.
No, you didn't. I picked the best ones I could find. Slim pickings. Like I said.
Bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll cut them and you throw them in.
Huh?
Use the whole battery up.
Doing what?
Cutting the windows off.
It's a neat trick.
Old screw trick.
Kind of was nice switching the board around
Yeah.
because now your nails are not in the same spot.
My shoe came off.
Man, you're pushing hard. Mr. Man, I needed your help, buddy.
Yeah, where were you? Here, come help us push. Right here. Can you help us push? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a good job.
Good push, buddy.
Want to help us push right here? Right there? Yeah. Oh, good job.
Okay.
All right.
Sills are down, locked in.
All right. So you've got this up here.
Now we just gotta clamp it tight and shoot it down.
Keep it tight and shoot it down.
Stay.
Yeah. Last thing we need is for it to come out and knock you in the head.
We'll need another concussion.
When did you have a concussion?
I don't remember how bad it was.
Oh gosh. Don't even have to nail that one.
Yeah, I wonder why that one's tight.
All right. Your ladder.
Thank you. Have my tape.
There's that.
What you got there?
Router. All you guys keep telling me to use a router to cut these windows out. I just didn't want to go get it. All right. This ought to be fun. This cord is like,
Hot?
it's not hot. I think it's making like an arc inside of this. Because the cord for the saw was like a little bit burned.
Oh, that's not good.
Something's wrong with this cord. This is like the best cord, man. This is the one that we couldn't unplug the other day, and I could not get the skill saw out of this thing. I
Wow.
was like pulling as hard as I could. I had to put it on the ground and pull on it like this.
Huh.
Just had a little fine adjustment. Looks like I was in just a little bit too deep. All right, let's try it again. See if it's messed up right there. You know, it needs to have like something to perfectly ride on. So the real ones of these have like a really wide ball bearing. So really don't have the right bit for it.
Well,
It worked though.
it did. Wow. That right there, that's exactly why we did this. That is so perfect.
Is it worth it?
We'll see, you did all the work, so is it worth it?
Oh, man. All right, you guys.
Okay.
Before. After. Yep. I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it just opens it up. I mean, you can kind of see
It's
it.
only a foot.
Just that foot difference.
Oh gosh, it's so cool.
Now it lets more air in.
We're gonna do this window in the master bedroom. I'm excited to get this one done too.
All right, we got it all finished. It looks perfect. We're gonna wait for that last window until tomorrow. We'll see you guys in the morning.
Come on, Mr. Man, let's go.
All right, so we're back out here this morning. We got all of our early morning chores done, taking care of the chickens and watering the garden. And we've got our line popped. We have all of our supplies out here, and Levi's just squaring those lines up to make his cuts. We're excited to get this last window done. Obviously, you won't really be able to see the big difference because we don't have the zip cut out of it yet. But we really do think it'll make a huge difference because, as we mentioned before, this window is quite high. So we're gonna drop it down one more foot, which will be great. And one thing I forgot to even notice until later on after we worked on those other two windows was now Ryder can see out of them, which makes me so happy. He absolutely loves to just stare out the window and just watch what's going on if he can't be outside. So I think it's going to be another great thing.
He walked in the house yesterday. We were wrapping up. Tanya was picking up stuff, and she was kind of kneeled down by the window. And Ryder walked up and then looked out at, and we both were like, oh, Ryder can see out of the window now.
Yeah, it's the little things in life that make us happy.
Yeah.
Should be a little nicer today. It's not quite as windy.
Oh my gosh, yesterday was terrible because the wind was coming from the north, which those windows that we cut out yesterday face north. So the wind was just blasting us in the face. So every cut, the dust was just going right into our eyes. So hopefully this one won't be as terrible. Here we go.
Oh no. It's the story of our lives.
DeWalt batteries. Oh,
I think it's just batteries in general.
man. I don't know about that.
Mr. Man wants playtime.
Is it
not
frisbee
work.
time? Yeah. Is
He
that
wants
what you
to
want?
play.
Yeah. I'll just whack it out.
Luckily, that's getting cut out anyways.
So another thing I wanted to point out, it's really cool, is that we are able to reuse the laps from the other windows for this window, so we don't have to use any of our pre-cut studs that we have left over. So
All right, so we got all of our studs cut out, and I'm just going to clean up these cuts, anything that's a little bit not flat, so that our sill, when we drop the sill down, will sit nice and flat here. We can go ahead and drop our sill down, take those laps off, and then like Tanya said, we're just going to reuse the ones from the living room. Just throw them in, we'll be done.
I can already see the difference in the size of that. Man, what a difference. Yeah, I can actually
Yeah.
see
What a difference.
what a difference. I mean, you can see where it was.
I'm 5 foot tall, and this was 4 foot, so like you barely see out of it. So dropping it down just that 1 foot, man, what a difference.
Yeah, plus it's like one of our most beautiful views
Yeah.
is those woods back there. And so all the wildlife goes back there and stuff, so we would love to be able to see that stuff. All right, so before we pry these laps off, we're gonna go ahead and lock our sill down, nail it down, which will help lock the wall together before we start prying on that. We haven't even moved in and we're already remodeling.
Might have to do a little gentle persuasion.
My persuader.
Mr. Man, where are your safety glasses?
What's up, buddy? Where's your frisbee?
I know, we should take these braces down so you could run through the hall, huh?
All right, we got it all framed in. We're gonna go run outside and nail the sheeting into all this new lumber that we put in the wall, and then we'll be done.
So you're just measuring down to find the sill?
Yep, so we measured inside there, and I just hooked on that sheeting that we left open because the zip, we wanted to save our zip. And the center of that sill is at 56 inches. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just pop a couple nails at 56. Deep. Okay. And then I know the center of our sheeting is 4.5 to the new lap stud. So tank ties have to go inside, make sure that I'm hitting studs, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right. Oh, you know what? There's some nails that are coming through that don't make sense.
Which one?
The new ones you just put in. So you need to go the other direction.
Oh, 4.5 the other.
Yep, 4.5 the other direction.
Okay, so watch out.
Okay.
4.5 the other way.
There you go.
So now we'll just screw a block on there. We'll be back to good.
Yep, and now we have to move the chickens again. But this time we get to use the tractor because the ground is solid.
Yeah, it's gonna be
A lot nicer.
We want to do it before the ground gets so hard we can't pull the stakes back out.
Yeah, of the electric fence, because that happened last year. That's why we didn't move them. And then it was basically winter and mud season, and it's supposed to rain in a couple days, I think. So we need to do it now so that we can use the tractor. Yep. All right, well, the GoPro died. So obviously we got the coop moved. The girls are nice and happy in their new spot. Levi mowed a little bit over there so that we could give them a little kind of, you know, some new seeds and stuff to eat too over there.
Yeah.
And we're eventually gonna mow that whole front part of the property and move the chickens all over there as well. But I mean, this is, you can see the stark difference between where they weren't and where they were. So this is where we just moved them from, and then this is where they were before. So it's already greening up, looking great. And we're just gonna keep doing that. And we still need to get our fruit trees planted. That is one of the next things. Hopefully we can maybe do that in the next couple of days before we get the trusses. So
before we start diving into the trusses, because I'm gonna be tied up doing that for a while.
Long time.
Yeah.
So
That'll do it for this one.
we'll see you guys in the next one.